Module 4, Generating a Bill of Material, covers the following topics: generating a bill of material, removing a bill of material, updating an existing bill of material, and special items. Once we have completed dimensioning the drawing, it is now time to create the bill of material. Select the Bill of Material tab, and then select the Generate Bill of Material tool. By default, the current drawing is selected, but we could select more than one drawing to do a global bill of material if required. We will just take the default. Click Next. We can set a line number filter or a component size filter if required. Click Next. Select the template to use for the bill of material. By default, you'll have the standard spool bill of material. We'll select that one. On the right-hand side, we can select the format for the output of the bill of material. We can have web page, spreadsheet, text. We can insert it into the drawing or save it as a drawing by itself. There's also, for the spools, we can list identical fittings individually in the bill of material. This is required when doing the weld list. Let's just insert it into the drawing, and we'll take a look at the other options after. Click Finish. By default, it's asking for the location, which is the upper right corner of our border. And then it asks, do you want to add the balloons, the item balloons? We'll say yes, click OK. And SpoolCAD will automatically zoom up and allow us to place those components. Once the balloons are up to date, click OK, and then we can take a look at the bill of material. All of the information that is shown here can be customized in our Bill of Material Settings Manager. In the Bill of Material Settings Manager, we can adjust the layout, to sequence the order of the components, the sorting, the numbering, the options, whether we want total length or cut length, the fonts. All of that can be customized. There is a preview to show a sample of what the bill of material would look like. We have our pipe, our flanges, and weld fittings. So we see the pipe, the flanges, and the weld fittings. Let's look at the other formats for the output. Select the Bill of Material Manager again, and let's look at the web page format. We're allowed to save the HTML file format, and let's take a look at it. There is our HTML bill of material. Select our Bill of Material Manager again. This time we'll select a spreadsheet, and here's a quick look at the Excel spreadsheet. Take a look at placing a text only. So this is just a raw TXT file format. Click Finish. It allows us to save the text file, just a .txt file. And let's take a look at it. Our bill of material in raw text format. Our last method of output would be to save it as a drawing all by itself. So we can click on Save as a Drawing, click Finish, gives it a file name, click Save, and the drawing is created. And we'll take a look at that drawing. Select our Drawing Manager, find the Bill of Materials standards that was just created, double-click it to open it, and there's our bill of material in AutoCAD drawing format. Our next topic is removing a bill of materials. There are a lot of modifications to be done to a drawing. It is easier to remove the existing bill of material and item balloons, make the modifications, and then create a new bill of materials. Easy to do, simply click on the Remove Bill of Material tool. A warning comes up, select OK, and the existing bill of material and the item balloons are removed. We can then modify the drawing to suit and then create a new bill of materials. Our next topic to discuss is updating an existing bill of material. When changes need to be made, modifications or revisions, they can be made after the fact. We then want to update our bill of material to reflect those changes. First, let's zoom up on our drawing and we'll add in the drain. So we'll set our pipe size to 1 inch to match our threadlet that was previously placed. We'll then go into our pipe and select a pipe nipple. We'll join that to our threadlet and we'll say it's threaded both ends. Let's go into the valves, place a ball valve. And then maybe finish off with the plug. So under miscellaneous fittings, we'll select the plug and we'll use midpoint and our plug is placed. Let's put in a pipe shoe as well. And our pipe shoe shows up. Now we want to update our bill of material. Two ways of doing it. We can select our bill of material tab and then the generate bill of material. Select next and a dialog appears stating we can generate a new bill of material of all the placed components or generate a bill of material of newly placed components. So depending on which of these settings you'd like, we'll just do the default. Click next. User standard, insert it into the drawing, and we'll pick just underneath the existing bill of material, and then add the balloons to the current drawing. We can click yes, and now we can place in the components that were just recently added. These could be considered revision items, and it shows up as a separate little bill of material. The other method of doing it would be to remove the bill of material and place a new bill of material. The last topic in Module 4 are special items. When components don't exist in the SpoolCAD software, and you would like to add it to the bill of material, we can create a special item. For this sample, I've created a simple little symbol to represent a steam trap. It is not a symbol that is available within the software. We can create it as a special item simply by going into our bill of material tab and then selecting the special item tool. The dialog box appears for the special item. All information must be supplied for the special item to be created. So we can set our size, say to 4 inch, our rating, 150, our spec, our description, we'll call it a steam trap. This will show up in the description portion of the bill of material. Carbon steel, let's just go with standard, manufacturer, go with Acme. The dimension, let's just say it's 5 inches. Catalog number if there is one. Input the values and then click OK. It asks for an insertion point of the special item and we'll select near the center of our symbol. You'll notice a little white marker. This is the special item marker and it will show up with the descriptors in the bill of material. So let's just add that item to our bill of material. Again, we'll just generate the newly placed equipment, insert it into our drawing, and we can add the item balloon. And now we have item 15, which in our bill of material is item 15, the steam trap. This concludes the topics covered in Module 4. Please review Module 4 or select the next module.